Today in the news, Nvidia RTX 40 series graphics cards are looking more power hungry than ever, Intel is again getting its CPU share back, Nvidia RTX LHR Unlocker is not good for miners, and Intel launches Alder Lake Power efficient laptops. So let's get started with the first one. This report is about Nvidia's ADL Lovelace graphics cards. If you remember, there were rumors about the power consumption of the flagship RTX 40 series GPUs since last year. These were mostly from Greymon and suggested that the super high-end GPU like RTX 4090 can consume somewhere around 450 to 650 watts. Now Greymon again tweeted about the possible TGP ranges of the new cards. He says that the TGP numbers can go as high as 850 watts, but he's not sure if it is one model that has 3 TGP ranges or there are 3 different GPU models. As video card says, the one with such a high TGP might be referring to a professional graphics card. Copite7 Kimi says that it is just a rumor similar to what he has heard before. So even though the TGP can reach above 800 watts, this TGP range is definitely not for all high-end RTX 40 series graphics cards. However, it is very possible that the TGP of the flagship card can be somewhere around 400 to 600 watts, as we already have rumors suggesting that the RTX 3090 Ti might come with up to 450 watts TGP. Good thing is that the flagship Lovelace GPU RTX 4090 is supposedly going to be at least twice as fast as the RTX 3090. Next, we have some interesting things going in the CPU market. We all know that Intel has dominated the CPU market for the last 2 decades, but after the release of Ryzen CPUs, particularly the 3rd and 4th gen CPUs, AMD quickly gained a good momentum and gained about 50% of CPU market in last year, which used to be somewhere around 30 to 40% for most of the time. Now after the release of Intel's Alder Lake CPUs, Intel is again reaching the same heights as before and has already gained around 10% increase in CPU market, reaching up to 60%. The reason is quite simple. The Alder Lake processors are offering much higher performance for money compared to Ryzen 5000 series CPUs. This is making gamers go with the blue team, and till we see better value for money from AMD, things won't go in favor for the red team. Right now, if we check the best selling processors on Amazon, AMD still has the best spots in the top 10 positions, but Intel is also getting very close with the i7-12700KF CPU, which is just $350, but gives 12 cores and 20 threads compared to Ryzen 5800X, which is an 8-core 16-thread processor but is inferior in performance to the i7. I hope AMD launches the Ryzen 7000 series CPU soon so that we can have a good competition in the CPU market again. Next up, we have the most important news for today, which is about the RTX LHR Unlocker tool. This tool is supposedly unlocking the Ampere GPUs to provide 100% of its potential for mining. However, very soon things went bad enough when it was found out that this tool was infused with a malware that steals users' data and PC's compute power for malicious reasons. So miners are definitely not winning here like we thought yesterday when the news broke out. And lastly, we have Intel launching brand new laptops with Alder Lake P and Alder Lake U processors. There are over 300 laptops that comprise of enthusiast, thin and light design laptops ranging from Intel Celeron up to Core i9 CPUs. The best thing about these laptops is the performance on low power. While the enthusiast level laptops using the Core i9s will have a standard TDP of around 45 watts, laptops with Intel Celeron, Pentium and other Alder Lake U processors will have only 9 watts of standard TDP. When the load goes higher, the TDP can reach up to 29 watts, but regardless of that, the power consumption is still very low if we consider the specs of these laptops. So that rounds up the news for today. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you liked the video, and as always, I will catch you in the next one.